Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and you know what, I was a little too busy with Crisis Core because I did not even notice that today the patch 6.3 promotional site for Final Fantasy XIV was put up. And normally I would have this video up bright and early, but instead here I am recording it at 8 p.m., a little bit after 8 p.m. actually. So let's just do what we normally do. Take a look at the new artwork, the new screenshots, whatever the lore or descriptions of or whatever they've uploaded, and that's it. We'll do first reaction thoughts, the usual. So first of all, we have the key art here, which this is the first time we're seeing it. And it seems to show the Warrior of Light looking up at the realm of Earth, which is going to be one of the areas that we go to in the new 24-man. And we have Zero, our new friend, looking over, not even looking over, but kind of standing silhouetted to, I can't tell if that's the Crystal Tower or just a crystal formation. With the gate, it definitely seems more Crystal Tower-y. And that would make sense, given that, you know, the Crystal Tower was the primary method, was the first way we ever went from the source to the 13th. So as much as it's already been kind of a MacGuffin for the last couple of expansions now, it wouldn't be surprising to see it come back into this story, because this is kind of the first thing it was ever set up for way back in 2.x. We also suspect that the new deep dungeon is underneath the Crystal Tower. Eureka Orthros, we think, we don't know for certain, that it's unrelated to the Eureka that we've known, and is instead actually the underneath area, which would be a reference to Final Fantasy III, where that's where Eureka initially was. It was under the Crystal Tower. It's also teased way back when, at the end of 2.x, at the end of the Crystal Tower series, so all of that lines up. Now, I decided ahead of time to quickly grab the image, but I only had what looks to just be something slightly less obscured by the various elements. And I can't really tell any more if it's the Crystal Tower here than I could before. But again, it's just that gate that's in front of, you know, that very familiar jagged crystal on the side. And you know what? The Crystal Tower also happens to be right next to where we enter the realm of the gods. So, you know what? There's a lot of parallels that can be drawn. It does make sense for the artwork. I just, you know, I hate saying, yes, that's absolutely the Crystal Tower when we can only get kind of like a glimpse of it on the side. But it's also kind of interesting. So the name of the patch is Gods Revel, Lands Tremble. And that's kind of what's happening here. You know, the 24-man so far has been the gods being like, ah, yes, it's so good to finally talk to mortals, and it's great and fantastic. And we're like, we're trying to save the world over here still, man. It's not like everything was just all hunky-dory immediately. At the very least, we're trying to find Asdaya right now. And, you know, there's some bad things happening, so it's almost like a parallel of the absolute ignorance that the 12 have kind of given us over the years. You know, we don't know why they would literally never do anything all that time. And it's one of the major questions that we really need answered from that. And even during current turmoil, they're still just kind of doing their own thing. I wonder if that's going to be the major point of conflict, because right now we don't have any points of conflict with the 24-man. We were tricked in the first 24-man into actually participating in those battles just to have some fun. And I wonder if the idea of them just being so hands-off is actually going to be unsettling with our protagonists in any way. Coming early January 2023, we think it is January 10th. In Japan, early January is the first 10 days. Middle of January, or the middle of the month, would be the second 10 days, and late for a month would be the last 10 days. They already shot down January 3rd, so most logically January 10th is the most reasonable prediction. We have other reasons to believe that. The live letter date definitely leans into that. The Moogle Tombstone event starting date leans into that, so it's most likely January 10th. What care gods for mortal woe, heedless of realms rent below. Yeah, I mean, that just, again, a lot of this could just be for fun. You know, it just sounds cool. It's good marketing. But I do wonder if that is the point of conflict with the 12, is that they've just done nothing for so long, or at least seemingly done nothing for so long. Going down to the story, ooh, we got Julius down here. Julius. It's actually been so long, I don't remember how to pronounce his name. So we've seen one of these screenshots I can see, but we have Zero over. In fact, we've seen the Zero image as well. We have Alpha Noah Alice, of course. You know, gotta get all the Scions involved again in one way or another. So we're over in Garlemald, and then we got Euless over here, over in Garlemald as well. In the darkness of the 13th, the Warrior of Light finds an unexpected ally in the half-void sent woman named Zero. She returns with them to the source and for a time, and upon recovering from their recent trials, they prepare to continue the search for Asdaya. But an unforeseen threat bars their path. So it's unforeseen to the player character, but not to us, because we've seen the cutscenes that take place with the with our current threat, and we know they've got something planned for us. So it's not that unforeseen, but it'll be unforeseen to our characters in the game. New challenges, Lapis Manalis. So we've been wondering why we're doing this. I said that based on the image we saw, that there's probably some voidy stuff going on here. And so, I mean, there has to be. I guess it'll say below. Oh, it actually doesn't have that other image that we were referencing. These are inside the caverns again. And I'm sure that's going to be great for Twitter right there. I'm sure that's going to go well. She has like a very almost a Yatsu-esque face. I'm not saying she is. No, I don't think it's like another Edda or anything like that. No, I just think she's got a lot of belts. I don't really know what else to say. That's a design. I don't know why she has the Statue of Liberty crown on her head either, but you know what? She's doing her, and that's all anyone could ask for. In pursuit of Void Scent, see, I knew it. You learn of an abandoned village in the mountains of Garlemald, where Garleans once practiced the Reaper art. You know, I don't think I ever thought of that. Why didn't I just think that there should be something in regards to the Reapers somewhere in Garlemald that would give us a connection to the Void? I feel like I haven't even thought or mentioned that, so now I feel like I've kind of slacking a little bit. But what will you find there deep in the heart of the mountain? Yeah, I can't believe I never drew that parallel, but it is more Void-related stuff, so I shouldn't be surprised. We, of course, have, you know, our rebellious Void-sent teenager here who's just, I'm sure, going to be all the rave on my social media. I'm amazed that I haven't actually seen anything from this page on my social media up to this point. The new Unreal is Sophia. You know, nothing really to say about this. You know, I think this is almost the same exact description they use every time. They just change one or two things. You know, they change this section right here, and then they change what this says right here, and that's all they ever do. New systems, additional duty support. So yeah, we're seeing Sorkai. There's 6 additional dungeons. I think it's the rest of Heavensward. Yeah, Baelsar's Wall, Zelfatol, Sorkai, Anti-Tower. They told us this in the live letter. It's just, you know, I had to refresh my memory. And then they'll start doing Stormblood in the next major patch. We do get a look, you know. One of the interesting things about this particular story beat is that Alphino and Emmerich are supposed to be off doing their own thing. But I guess just for the sake of, you know, having a team for this, then I guess it's okay. I wonder if they're going to have rewritten any of that to make this make more sense. I mean, or they're just going to determine that it's better to have this regardless of how much sense it makes than to not have this. We also don't know who the 4th person is here. Those are us 3, which are supposed to be there. I wonder who number 4 is going to be. It's probably just going to be like a storm captain or something. Who knows? And it looks like that's all they've done so far. As a reminder of everything coming in patch 6.3, though, new main scenario quest, new alliance raid, Myths of the Realm Part 2, Euphrosyne, new dungeon, Lapis Manalis, new trial, which we don't know for certain yet, but we're assuming is another 1 or maybe 2 of the 4 Archfiends from Final Fantasy IV. New ultimate raid. We don't know which one it is, but we are guessing it is either the Warring Triad or Omega. I wanted it to be the Triad because they mentioned doing a Triad ultimate a long time ago. The UU developer in particular said they would like to do a Warring Triad ultimate. But given that we're getting the Unreal Warring Triad, they've tried to not overlap the Unreals with other forms of content that are releasing simultaneously. So that leads me to believe we're just going to jump straight into Omega. So a little disappointed. Not disappointed because I do want Omega, but just I'd like to see the Warring Triad given some due respect. Deep Dungeon, Eureka Orthros, that's in 6.35. You know, there's Sophia for Unreal, additional duty support, Tataru's Grand Endeavor, a few more cutscenes there, more Hildebrand in 0.35, more weapon enhancement, probably an actually grindy step as well for the Manderville weapons. Tool enhancement is returning in 0.35. The Loperids are going to be our tribal quest for 0.35. New custom deliveries, the Shifting Gymnasium and Aganon, which is going to be the roulette wheel. Or at least it should be, because all the roulette wheels prior have been shifting. And that one's going to be exclusive to a map in Elpis. Now, we don't know if that's like the Thieves maps from Stormblood, where you do the other maps and you get a map, and that map will take you to Elpis. It would be totally reasonable to expect it might be. Or if it's just you can now choose which max level map you get to choose which one you want. As much as I love the roulette wheel, I anecdotally make less money on the roulette wheel. So for me, I'd kind of be okay if we could choose, and I could still choose to do the old one unless I'm just feeling like I want to do things a little different. Island Sanctuary updates. We know a few things that are happening there. More ranks, some quality of life, some new rare animals, a new building that we can have there. So there are going to be some smaller updates, but we're expecting a large-scale update to it in 0.4. The new arena for the Crystalline Conflict, the one that is in Kugane Castle. We don't know how it's going to work exactly yet, but hopefully we'll find out in the live letter. A new course for the Leap of Faith, which I do not believe they told us where it was. I can't remember. Housing updates, as per usual. New mounts, minions, emotes, and more. Always and more. But that is officially everything we have for patch 6.3's promotional site premiere. Now with that, I'm going to get back to farming in Crisis Core so that I can beat the super boss in Chapter 5, because that's just how I play that game. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And don't forget, the live letter will be December 23rd. If you want to watch it live with unofficial translations provided by the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit, we will be live streaming it in our community over on Twitch. So be sure to follow over there. Make sure you have your notifications turned on and your alarm set for that day. If you can't wake up for the action or will be at work or something, don't worry. I will, of course, be posting all of the latest information on YouTube. So be sure not to miss a minute of it. With that, I will see all of you in the next video, and until then, take care.